So now as you look to the future, how do you prioritize new projects and I guess temper expectations that, hey, we can't work 24 hours a day and get that really high value item done in 2 hours like we did 6 months ago. So how do you look to the future and plan that work on your pipeline?
So before I answer that, let's answer the first question: crisis or opportunity? So how big of a crisis is? Well, it was, of course, a crisis for the country, but is it a crisis for your company, or is it just a rapid response? For Kroger, it was a rapid response to a crisis for our customer. What's the difference? That sounds like just a weird nuance I'm trying to make. The reason why it was a rapid response from us is because of the way we're organized. We were ready to adapt to fast change because our company and our technology is arranged, is managed for continuous innovation. We just went much faster, but we had all the mechanisms and the policies and the procedures and the ways of working to constantly adapt. We just went at a much faster pace and then adapted some new technologies and some new ways of working, another way of continuous innovation, to just go faster. So that's the way that we were able to respond. So now the question is, how do you sustain? Well, it means you're going faster and faster and faster. You can actually sustain that for a longer period of time from a business process perspective. So we were able to extend out for many, many months here in that rapid response. But you do strain your resources. And now you come back to what your question really was, is now you have got to go from this very all hands on deck rapid response process to get back to normality for everyone. So there was that initial response that we just were doing everything we can with our supply chain, and people were working just crazy hours. And I think we got to a point to where we looked at it and we said, I think we've met the customer's need, and our constraint really isn't our actions in delivering the goods. We now have a constraint just with the supply system, with just the supply chain, getting goods from the manufacturers. And we felt that we had gotten a really good job of getting those goods and displaying them, getting them out to the customer, getting them through our company into their hands. And the bottleneck really was the manufacturing of the goods. So that's when we said, all right, let's stop for a moment. Let's rest for a moment. Let's reevaluate what can we do. And that's when the reprioritization comes back in. What's the value of the very next thing we do? And of course, they have diminishing values. Once you have done the best you can do internally, now everything is not as valuable to the customer as they were. So that's when we just put in a new set of mechanisms to really look at the value and decide, do we really want to work everybody hard, or is it time now to get back to a normal pace? Is our customer being served in the maximum way they can? Yes, they are. Now we need to look at that next activity as diminishing value and get our people back into a normal mode.